Be ready. Start. A careful and dispassionate assessment and consideration of the materials placed on record does not leave any reasonable impression on the peculiar facts and circumstances of this case that anything obnoxious which requires either public criticism or condemnation by courts of law had taken place. It is by now well settled that non-floating of tenders or absence of public auction or invitation alone is not sufficient reason to castigate the move or an action of a public authority as either arbitrary or unreasonable or amounting to malafide or improper exercise or improper abuse of power by the authority concerned. Courts have always leaned in favor of sufficient latitude being left with the authorities to adopt their own techniques of management of projects with concomitant economic expediencies depending upon the exigencies of a situation guided by appropriate financial policy in the best interest of the authority motivated by public interest as well in undertaking such ventures. There cannot be any dispute with the proposition that generally, when any state land is intended to be transferred or the state largesse decided to be conferred, resort should be had to public auction or transfer by way of inviting tenders from the people. That would be a sure method of guaranteeing compliance with the mandate of Article 14 of the Constitution. Non-floating of tenders or not holding of public auction would not in all cases be deemed to be the result of the exercise of the executive power in an arbitrary manner. Making an exception to the general rule could be justified by the state executive if challenged in appropriate proceedings. The constitutional courts cannot be expected to presume the alleged irregularities, illegalities, or constitutionality, nor the courts can substitute their opinion for the bona fide opinion of the state executive. The courts are not concerned with the ultimate decision but only with the fairness of the decision making process. Although, to ensure fair play and transparency in state action, distribution of largesse by inviting open tenders or by public auction is desirable, it cannot be held that in no case distribution of such largesse by negotiation is permissible. In the instant case, as a policy decision, protective measure by entering into agreements with selected industrial units for assured supply of seeds at concessional rate has been taken by the government. The rate of royalty has also been fixed on some accepted principle of pricing formula as will be indicated hereafter. Hence, distribution or allotment of seeds at the determined royalty to the respondents and other units covered by the agreements cannot be assailed. It is to be appreciated that in this case, distribution by public auction or by open tender may not achieve the purpose of the policy of protective measure by way of supply of seeds at concessional rate of royalty to the industrial units covered by the agreements on being selected on valid and objective considerations. The plea raised by the learned counsel for the appellants that the government of Pondicherry was arbitrary and unreasonable in switching the whole public tender process into a system of personal selection and therefore the appeals should be accepted is devoid of merits. It is well settled that non-floating of tenders or not holding of public auction would not in all cases be deemed to be the result of the exercise of the executive power in an arbitrary manner. In a case like this, where the state is allocating resources such as water, power, raw materials, etc., for the purpose of encouraging development of the port, this court does not think that the state is bound to advertise and tell the people that it wants deployment of the port in a particular manner and invite those interested to come up with proposals for the purpose. The state may choose to do so if it thinks fit, and in a given situation, it may turn out to be advantageous for the state to do so. But if any private party comes before the state and offers to develop the port, the state would not be committing breach of any constitutional obligation if it negotiates with such a party and agrees to provide resources and other facilities for the purpose of development of the port. Hence, it is manifest that there is no constitutional mandate in favor of auction under Article 14. The government has repeatedly deviated from the course of auction, and this court has repeatedly upheld such actions. The judiciary tests such deviations on the limited scope of arbitrariness and fairness under Article 14, and its role is limited to that extent. Essentially, whenever the object of policy is anything but revenue maximization, the executive is seen to adopt methods other than auction. Thank you.